Hi friends, welcome to Cricket Caviar. This Sri Lankan team has beaten the West Indian team for the very first time in a bilateral T20I series. So that's why we need to celebrate this. We need to celebrate the efforts of the players and we need to celebrate win of coach Jayasuriya over win of coach Darren Sammy. Of course, now West Indies wasn't traveling with their best side. There was Pooran and Andrew Russell missing in the middle order, and they were also. I would also say they would miss. They were missing a premier spin bowler, like someone like Akil Hussain. So I think that's where West Indies actually paid a much heavier price because if you look at the reason for West Indian defeat is that in this third T20I, they somehow had runs on the board. 162 should have been more challenging, but it wasn't. Credit to Sri Lanka, absolutely fantastic batting. But also, if you are traveling to Sri Lanka, you know you are going to get spin supportive pitches. Why did you not take enough spinners in your squad? We saw in the second T20I, West Indies lost very poorly because they only had two spinners. Also, Roshan Chase is a part time. I mean, he's an all rounder. So you just had Roshan Chase and Gudakesh Murthy. Now, captain only had one other spinner in the squad, and that too was an all-rounder, Fabian Allen. So they automatically included him. But really, is Allen your third best spinner in the country? What about Jomel Warrican? What about Carey Peer? What about even someone like Kevin Sinclair, who has played at the Test cricket level? Yeah, so very baffling team selection by West Indies. Again, I would reiterate a missed opportunity by someone like Hetmeyer because he's not getting regular in the side because of Puran. So him not traveling, Akil Hussain not traveling, that actually made a big hole in the West Indian squad to start with. But I would still applaud the leadership of Robman Powell. He actually played good knocks and fought for the team when it was needed. But he has been making one mistake is that he plays too lower in the order. When you don't have Puran or Russell, you need to bat higher up in the order. But he hasn't done that. Now let's talk about Sri Lanka. One of the things in the second T20 that I witnessed is that Sri Lanka finished the game before Hasaranga and Pathirana came to bowl. I think that is the biggest takeaway for Sri Lanka that they're now learning to win matches without the need of Hasaranga and Pathirana. Like sure, Hasaranga played very well in the last T20I, but that's what you need to develop. You need to develop like individual match winners, bowlers. I remember Sri Lankan team of the early 2000s, Nuwan Zoesa, Chaminda Vas, Murli Dharan, Russell Arnold. There were like so many. Each bowler could win the matches by their strength. But now reliance on Pathirana or Hasaranga, it's not good. So this is good that other players like Dunit Velalaga, such a dedicated guy. You have those guys now in your team, and Sri Lanka still needs to find one bowler who can bowl, show his variations in the T20 game. I think Nivanto Shara did really well. Like I'm not saying that he didn't do well, but they need to find other players like him. And Nivanto Shara surely is a good find. But what Sri Lanka hasn't solved yet is the middle order problem. Like, let's be very honest about this. You have won the last two matches because of Pathum Nissanka Kusal Mendes. They have given you some sublime starts and they've batted till 15th, 18th over, and that's the reason you won the last two T20I matches. So the batting problem still need to be solved. Shanaka was rightly dropped, I would say, but you still need to find that middle order balance where even if you lose 30 for 3, Sri Lanka should have the confidence to go on and make 180. So coming back to the batting problem, Kamindu Mendes a star in Test cricket already, but should he be playing T20 cricket? Yes, yes, you can try him. But why is he playing in ahead in the order than Rajapaksa? So what would I recommend is say Sri Lanka loses first three wickets early, then yes, Kamindu Mendes is the right person because he plays Test cricket. He has a good technique and he has some shots which he can play later in the innings. But if you are 100 runs in 12 overs, wonderful start, and you lose your third wicket, then why would you not send Rajapaksa at number four, number five? You have to capitalize. Bhanuka Rajapaksa plays IPL. He plays all the big leagues and he has the big sixes. You have to go with someone like who can play an extraordinary innings of 200 strike rate, which Kamindu Mendes unfortunately cannot give you. So Captain Asalanka needs to think this. Like Rajapaksa, you are having him at number 6. Is it utilizing him properly or not? I think my fans, the our viewers will be able to answer that in the comments. And then Sri Lanka also needs to find some more all-rounders because we have often seen Sri Lanka losing too many wickets in the middle order. So you would need someone like Panindu Hasaranga. You need to find one or two more all-rounders like that. Unfortunately, we didn't see much of Chamindu. He was dropped after the first T20I, but sure, like we need still in T20 game, you still need your batters till 8 or 9. So you need to have few all-rounders. Now let's talk more about the batting though. Like we have to give credit to Sri Lanka. So they played extraordinary well chasing 162. So to recap this match, West Indies had a horrible start one more time. Brandon King looked good, but he got out. And then West Indies found themselves in a hole. 12th over and they are 62 for 5. Captain Roman Powell is stranded on one side. And then he finds himself with Moti. Now, what happened in the next 4 overs is something unreal. Something that Sri Lankan cricket has not yet been able to do that. Some teams have this extraordinary ability to bat at more than 12 runs an over for a phase, which Sri Lanka is not there yet. But it's not needed. But I'm saying that West Indies has something very unique about them. Moti and Roman Powell suddenly took charge and they smashed the Sri Lankan spinners to all parts, especially feeling sorry for Tunit Vilalage, who got smashed for 3 sixes back to back by Moti. And the scoreboard completely changed from 11.1 over 62 to 100 and they added like 154 runs in the next 4 overs, which was incredible. And somehow from 11 over 62, West Indies still made 162. And then you were like, man, this pitch has some spin. West Indies is the favorites. That's what I was thinking at the middle stage. But what a knock by Kusal Mendes. And what brave batting by Pathum Nissanka. Even though he had some misedges, like 3 edges in the first over, he kept going. He know this is the way to win the match. They have to kill the target in the power play. That's what they learned after the first T20I match when Evan Lewis and Brandon King killed the target in the first match in the just a power play. Sri Lanka had the same approach, all guns blazing. It was lovely to watch. They were 5 overs 60. When do you see Sri Lanka making 60 runs in the first 5 overs? It was some delightful batting. You bowl a short ball to any of these Nisanka or Kusal Mendes, you will see the six in that corner. Just the Rohit Sharma way. What pull shots Kusal Mendes played. And sorry for Shamar Joseph. Uh, he is a very talented player, but they still need to groom him. And right now, maybe only Test cricket is good for him. In the T20I, he needs to learn some variation, and coaches need to help this guy out. Like he's supremely talented, but unfortunately, he's been playing parts in West Indies losses because he comes in for 2 or 3 overs and he gets smashed to all parts. Even after Nisanka got out, I love the way how Kusal Pereira played in this innings. Man, like when Kusal Pereira is on song, you remember those old times when one time he won a test match for Sri Lanka in Durban with his crazy 150 knock. So those days were back. His straight drive is amazing. But it was about Kusal Mendes, and he played very well part in this series. He actually was the highest scorer, but Nisanka got the man of the series, which is again justified because Nisanka played very well in the last T20I. So overall, yes, a lot of positives. Your top order is looking good, and it's again winning you matches. But you need to take more risk in that middle order, and that's what Sri Lanka needs to be a top T20I side. They're in the middle, but this is what they have to do to come in the top. For West Indies, I would say this was a good exercise. Like you had some of your players rested after the long CPL, and Brandon King has shown a lot of promise. Alzari Joseph is a top dog. We already know that. Romario Shepherd is really good. Roman Powell, a wonderful leader. But Rutherford needs to show his worth, and Shamar Springer and Shamar Joseph again, they need to be coached. They're very young. They're not able to perform at that level yet. And again, coming back to the opening, Fletcher is already 36. You should be looking at young openers. And I'm still not understand why Evan Lewis was preferred over Johnson Charles because Johnson Charles had an amazing CPL, and you did not even have him in the squad. So there was one error in the team selection that West Indies made. Not enough spinners, no Johnson Charles. So those things could have been avoided, and the series could have been even more tighter. It could have gone either way. But again, congrats to Sri Lanka. This is a great victory for them. And now we are looking forward to the ODI series, which actually starts this Sunday. So couple of new players too, like from West Indies, Andrew is there, Alec Athenes will come up, and then in Sri Lanka, I'm looking forward to see Jeffrey Van Der Sey. So let's see how the ODI series go. The action will move to Palikeli, and yeah, let me know in your comments your thoughts about my analysis of the series, and please continue to follow Cricket Caviar and subscribe Cricket Caviar. Thank you.